The Iroquois League is hailed as a great civilization, and their laws were instrumental in the Constitution and specifically the ideas of federalism and checks and balances. The Mohawk Tribe was part of the Iroquois League, and they played an important role in their history. Their story begins. 400 years ago, on this open land, lived the keepers of the eastern door of the Iroquois Confederacy. The Iroquois Confederacy was a large confederacy that consisted of 5, later 6, Native American tribes: the Seneca, the Onondaga, the Oneida, the Cayuga, and the Mohawk. The Mohawk people lived mostly in parts of New York and Lower Canada. The Mohawk tribe made significant impacts on the Europeans, and here is why. 1614 was the year the Mohawk tribe first encountered white people when the Dutch came to their land bearing goods to trade. The Dutch were seeking a very valuable item at the time: beaver pelts. Obtaining the beaver fur was so vital to them as it could make clothing and hats. The Dutch opened a trading post in Fort Nassau, and the Mohawk people would trade them fur in exchange for firearms. The Dutch and the Mohawk formed strong relationships through trading over the next few years. The Dutch got what they wanted, and the Mohawks, with the guns they received, won more battles against other tribes. The trading benefited both sides equally. Soon, due to the high demand for beaver pelts, more were hunted, causing the beaver population to reduce immensely. During this time, smallpox was also ravaging the native tribes. The epidemic wiped out 63% of the Mohawk people, weakening them severely. The Iroquois were desperate to expand their hunting lands because of the decline of beavers. This began the Beaver Wars. The Dutch-Iroquois alliance was a force to be reckoned with, and the French also allied themselves with other native tribes. The powerful Mohawk tribe used weapons from the Dutch to defeat the Algonquins and Mohicans, pushing them out of their land. Their successful raids also managed to drive out the Hurons and the Wenros. The next few decades would be plagued with vicious attacks between tribes and their European allies. Thousands died in this war, resulting from competition and trade. The Mohawk tribe was ambitious to get more territory for hunting, which would give them an asset during trading. The Beaver Wars finally ended with a peace treaty signed in 1701 between Iroquois chiefs and France. This treaty was called the Great Peace of Montreal. It drew an end to the long, destructive war. The tribes that were driven out were finally able to return to their homeland, and the Iroquois agreed to stop their attacks. However, this peace would not last long, as the Mohawk tribe would continue involving in European conflicts years later. They would help fight the French and Indian War, the Revolutionary War, and the War of 1812.